Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Radolescence and welcome back to another fragrance review. Thank you all very much for tuning in. And today I have the pleasure of reviewing a fragrance by Comme de Garcons. This is a 2015 release and it goes by the name Dot. So kind of similar to that Marc Jacobs scent that's also called Dot. Actually, it's not similar to it at all. The perfumer for this one is Lucas Suzak. Lucas Suzak has done Reflection Man by Amouage, which is one of my favorites. He's also done a few fragrances, I believe for Guerlain, maybe not Guerlain, sorry, it was Givenchy. He's done Play Intense. He's done some really great fragrances, really impressive resume. And with this one in particular, it was sent to me by Mary from the Fragrance Foundation. So Mary, I just want to say a very special thank you. I'm also going to give my viewers the opportunity to earn a 5 milliliter decant, an official, well, not official, unofficial. I'm giving it to you, but it's from my official bottle. It's a 5 milliliter decant. If you are interested in entering the giveaway, all you have to do is follow the Fragrance Foundation on Instagram, but also subscribe to their newsletter. I'm going to leave all of that information down below. So thank you again, Mary. So 2015 release, it's classified as an Oriental floral, or what I like to call a Floriental. This fragrance does actually remind me of another more popular designer fragrance. I'll save that for just a little bit, but let's go ahead and start things off by taking a look at the presentation. So here's the box. Name of the fragrance is Dot, and it does have this polka dot formation on it, but they're very sporadic. They're all over the place. Name of the fragrance, the size and the concentration down here at the bottom, 3.4 ounce. Just a little bit of an information on the back, not too much. You have the UPC code, serial number right there, printed right beside it. Nothing going on at the bottom, nothing going on at the top. From far away, it looks like a starry night. And then here is the bottle, very similar to the original Comme des Garçons Eau de Parfum. It looks like a imperfectly blown glass. I think the base is a little bit deceptive. It looks like it would stand, but it actually doesn't stand. It tilts back, so please don't try to make it stand. It will fall and it will break. It is fragile. The cap does not click into place either, so do not pick it up from the cap. The distribution on the atomizer is really good. A bit narrow, but it gets the job done. And that was the presentation for Dot by Comme des Garçons. Now, as far as the smell is concerned, my wife loves this one. And she loves this one because it reminds her of another fragrance that she wears and adores. And she wears this fragrance religiously. I mean, she's actually run through a few bottles of it. And that fragrance is Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana. So here were my thoughts initially. I sprayed it on and I thought to myself, man, this smells a lot like light blue. And then I had my mother smell it. My mother has been wearing light blue for years. And my mom says, this smells like light blue. So far that was 3 for 3, right? Myself, my wife, and my mother. So then I started to think to myself, you know, I wonder what somebody like Christo, who's a fellow YouTube fragrance reviewer, and he has an affinity for Comme des Garçons fragrances, I wonder what he would think of something like this. And, you know, with a bottle that's very similar to the original Comme des Garçons, which smells like industrial glue and packing tape, one of the most avant-garde fragrances that I've ever tried in my entire life, this is quite the deviation from it in terms of the smell and the overall aura and theme and vibe that it evokes. But I think Comme des Garçons was doing something very wise, something very bright here, is that they took a presentation, something that was recognizable, something that was very iconic of their company, and they made a fragrance that is very wearable, a fragrance that is very likable. It has universal appeal. And I think we've seen a lot of different brands make a fragrance that smells remarkably similar to Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana. We have Aqua Fiorentina by Creed. We have Cedra Atlas by Atelier Cologne. We have White Pepper Mandarin by Note Fragrances. And I think they all smell fantastic. So with this one, it's their own iteration. It has bitter orange. It has citrus. It has some woodsy nuances in the base. And I think it's the inclusion of the dried fruit notes in the opening, or the assorted fruity notes, that really give this fragrance that overall sweet vibe, all the while not charting or entering gourmand territory, but giving it a bit of a freshness. And I was hanging out with my friend Mary and Hallie, and we were talking about how this is like a spicier interpretation of Light Blue. Totally agree with that. It has those spices in there, so it's not a clone. It's not a carbon copy, but it's certainly a nod to it. So if you like fragrances that are a bit fresh, they're bright, incredibly wearable, but also incredibly addictive. And that's something that I really liked about Light Blue. I think you guys are going to be in love with this one. I personally really like this one. And I know my wife has already taken it from me and she's like, I'm gonna wear this, it's mine, it's in my collection. but I'm going to be stealing this from her from time to time because I think it's a fantastic scent. Again, I think it's a unisex scent. Not sure if it's marketed for men or women, but I'm just here telling you guys it is a unisex scent. It's bright, it's fresh, it's fruity, it's not very floral. I know there's a note of osmanthus in there, but it doesn't make it too floral. It doesn't femme it up in any way. I think it's a wonderful scent, and I think it's probably one of Comme des Garçons' best. Now, if you like Comme des Garçons for fragrances like Comme des Garçons Eau de Parfum, that it's very sort of avant-garde and artistic and different in that sense or in that vein, then I think this one is going to be a bit too different for you. This one might be a little bit too safe for you. Overall, I do think it's a wonderful scent. And again, a very special thank you to Mary from the Fragrance Foundation for allowing this review and this giveaway to happen. So guys, let's go ahead and finish things off by taking a look at the rating. First up, I took a look at the uniqueness in the overall smell, and I don't find it to be unique in the sense that I was able to make all of these other comparisons, but it is different enough, I would say, to warrant a purchase because of the added spicy and floral nuances, and I love the combination of the different citrus and the fruity notes. It really makes it very pleasant to the nose. Overall smell, incredibly pleasant. It has universal appeal, very high wearability. Longevity was pretty solid. It is an eau de parfum concentration, so I was expecting between 6 to 8 hours. I got about 7, so that's right within the average range. And then projection on this one, it jumps up off your skin for the first 2 hours where it performs really well, really nice little scent bubble, and then it does sit closer to the skin. It doesn't become a skin scent up until the 5th hour of application. I know some people would want something that lasts a little bit longer, something that's a little bit stronger, and it is on the pricier side. So with this one, people would be more inclined to spray it on conservatively just so they can save their money or get their money's worth. But I think this one, because of the smell, you can't afford to over apply it because it's so pleasant. Versatility is great. I think this one is, you know, I think women would really like it, but I would also recommend this to a guy as well if he is into maybe, there's a Creed scent, Jardin d'Amalfi. If you're into something like that, I think you're gonna love this one as well. I just think it's very pleasant. So I would wear this one dressed up, dressed down. I think this one would really shine in the hotter weather. So I'm thinking spring and summer. And then lastly, presentation. I think it's really cool. I know some people might say it's kitschy or whatever, but that's what we've come to expect from Comme des Garçons presentations that are really weird and different, and they push the envelope and they're avant-garde. And I think this one falls right in line with it. If I were to give this fragrance an overall score, I would give it a 4 out of 5. Now, I really like this scent, and I think they did a fantastic job. I think Lucas Suzak did a fantastic job. And I know with Comme des Garçons, we're so used to Antoine Lee and Antoine Missendieu doing their fragrances and making them very sort of weird and pushing the boundaries and the misconceptions and everything. But I think Lucas Suzak made a scent that is going to appeal to a lot of people. And I think a 4 out of 5 is a really great score. So there you have it. That was my review of Dot by Comme des Garçons. What's your favorite Comme des Garçons scent? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Have you had a chance to try this? Let me know. I would love to hear your input. Also, please don't forget to rate and subscribe for future videos, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, and a lot of other fragrance-related content. Once again, very special thank you to the Fragrance Foundation for allowing this review and this giveaway to occur. Remember, I smell well so you can smell good. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care.